Team Jackson, what's happening? So I just saw this meme a girl posted. It was one of them like Google search images of a disgruntled couple where you got two people laying in the bed away from each other looking like they lost in thought. And the caption of it said, like, I'm only gonna go as hard for you as you go for me. Which, translated to me as, if you're not going all out, if you're not doing everything you can to love me, then I'm gonna do less when it comes to loving you. I'm not gonna do everything I can to love you. And I get the sentiment, like you don't want to be used. Nobody wants or deserves to be used. And these days, there's a lot of guys who are doing a lot of using. They like to soak up all the benefits of being in a relationship. Meanwhile, they're like half-stepping on giving their girl and reciprocating to their girl the same amount of energy. But the way to not be used is not to match him and mirror his half effort. There are ways to not be used though. Like in the beginning, of course, the first thing is you don't get invested too early, too soon anyway. You don't get your expectations up too high. You don't get invested too deeply into somebody who hasn't proven themselves. But I do understand that's not a lot of what's going on. A lot of what's going on is the guy, after he's proven himself, after he's shown himself like he's this, knight in white shiny armor, then he changes up, then he falls off, then he gets complacent. He kicks his feet up and you can barely even keep his attention for more than 5 minutes. In the bedroom, he's just trying to get his. You know what I mean? He just doesn't want to talk as much, engage as much. He doesn't put forth as much effort. He's not making time like he used to. He doesn't seem excited to be around you, to be with you nearly as much as he used to, those types of things. And this is after you're now going all in. So the first thing that you do in this situation when you're already in the relationship is you verbalize it. You let him know, hey, some things ain't right. I'm not feeling this. It seems like you've changed. The reason why is you do want to give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he's just off his game right now. Maybe he's stressed. Maybe he's caught up with work. Maybe he's crying out for help in some other way. I don't know. You just want to give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he is a solid guy who currently just ain't on his game. But if he pretty much ignores you, things don't get better, he gives you some kind of excuse, and you still feel like after some time, he's still not giving you 100%, like you're giving him 100%, like that he's capable of, you don't scale back. You pull the plug. You get up out of there. You don't look for a way to half step with him, because then y'all just two people in a relationship who are half loving each other and wasting your time. Unless you got time to waste, then be my guest. But it's just like, at a job, if you normally get paid $1,000 on a check, and then you see your check stub says $500, you go to your boss, you let the boss know, hey, I got shorted on my check. You need to fix this discrepancy quick. On the next check, it's still $500. If you're really lenient, you might stay until the next check. But at some point, you say, I'm gonna get up out of here and I'm gonna get another job. Or work for myself or whatever you want to do. You don't say, I'm just gonna come to work tomorrow and I'm gonna give less effort. Because you're still at a job that's paying you only half what you should be getting paid. Same thing in a relationship. You don't scale back on the things you do to love him. Matter of fact, what you're doing is, if you do that, you're teaching yourself how to have love. And you don't teach yourself how to have love. You just change who you're giving that love to. That's the remedy to all of this. I'm not saying that you allow yourself to get used, you keep going all out. I'm saying you don't go all out, you get out of the relationship. You find the exit. And I get that it's easier said than done. But if you're going to do anything, let the absolute last resort be to waste your time. The thing you need to do is get out of the relationship. If he don't deserve all your love, he probably don't deserve a portion of it, even a fraction of it, 10% of it. If he takes some of it for granted, he gonna take all of it for granted. It's best that you retract yourself, you retract the value that you're pouring in that relationship, and you go give it to somebody else. Don't let that man ruin you. Don't let that man teach you how to half love by the way that he half loves you. So, y'all let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.